Hi guys, welcome back. This is Erica right here. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to make Taiwanese pickled radish. Today we're going to make another very simple appetizer dish, pickled radish. You can see pickled radish in all kinds of different restaurants, Taiwanese, Chinese, Korean, Japanese restaurant. In different nations, they have all different ways of making pickled radish. And today I'm going to be teaching you how to make the Taiwanese pickled radish. The history of pickled vegetable in China can trace all the way back to 1063 BCs. Back in the day in China, the farmers are only eating the fresh vegetables, so when any kind of natural disaster hit the farm, the sad reality is people starting to starve. However, once they discover the technique of pickling their vegetable, this problem become much less severe and the technique become extremely popular. Although the invention of pickled veggie was to prevent starvation, it started to change after it spread into Japan in the late 8th centuries. Using salt to pickle their vegetable is the only way Japanese know how to pickle their food back then, and salt was pretty expensive and hard to get. So back in the day in Japan, if you would be able to eat some pickled vegetables, that probably means you're pretty loaded. So that's why now if you go to a high-end Japanese restaurant, they will always provide a pickled cucumber or radish dish on the table. Interesting, right? And nowadays, when we talk about pickled vegetables or pickled food, normally the first thing we're concerned about is the sodium we're consuming. So the dish today, we're only using the salt to purify the vegetables, and at the end, we're going to wash it all off and use the vinegar to actually pickle the radish. Let me show you how. First, let's look at the ingredients today. For a whole radish, we'll need 300 grams of water, 400 grams of vinegar, 200 grams of sugar, 1 whole white radish, 1 carrot, and some pepper if you want it to be spicy. And of course, a clean glass jar. A pickled radish can stay in the fridge for around 2 to 3 weeks, sometimes 4 weeks, but it really comes down to how you clean your glass jar. I recommend you to use a clean, sealed glass jar to pickle your radish if you want to make a larger amount and store it for longer. Here I'm going to teach you how to actually clean your jar. If you're a mother, you probably already know how because it's the same technique of cleaning the baby bottles. First, prepare a pot, fill it up with tap water and put your jar in. Turn the fire on to boil it. Make sure that you put your jar in while the water is still cold because if you put a glass jar into a boiled water, the instant temperature change could easily break the glass. Let it boil for around 10 minutes and then put in your jar lid briefly and get rid of the bacteria on it. The reason why you can't boil your lid as long is because most jar lids are not made out of glass, and some even have rubber on them. When it's done, take it out with tongs, don't burn yourself, and leave it upside down to air dry. Same with the lid. Now we have a clean container, let's start pickling. First thing I'll do is put water, vinegar, and sugar into a pot and turn the fire on simmer to melt the sugar. I like to use rock sugar, but any sugar will do really. In the meantime, let's chop up some veggies. Cut the radish into any shape you like really, but the smaller the size is, the faster it becomes flavorful. I like to cut my radish into 4 long pieces, then thinly slice them into quarter rounds. Each slice should be around 3 millimeters thick. If you cut it too thin, it will lose its crunchiness. And for carrots, just slice them into thin slices. And last thing, chop up some chili if you want some spiciness in your pickled radish. Now, the sugar should be melted. We can turn off the heat and let it cool down. Put the vegetable in a bowl and add in some salt and mix them evenly. You can also put them into a container or a plastic bag and shake it. It doesn't matter how much salt you use because we're going to rinse them off later. Set it aside for 30 minutes and then wash the salt off with water. Last step, put the radish, carrots, and chili into your jar and fill it up with the room temperature sauce. Cover it and done! Put them into the fridge to soak and it will be ready around 24 hours. The pickled radish is a very good appetizer. The sourness gives you a strong appetite before a meal. Definitely try it out sometimes. Now we finish our cooking, let's learn some Chinese. The word of the day today is pickled radish, 腌萝卜. The first word with 1 character is 腌. 腌. The first tone, yin, which means pickled. And the second word with 2 characters is 萝卜, 萝卜. It's the second tone and the first tone. 萝卜, which means radish. So combine the cooking method of yin and the vegetable we're using today, the radish. It's pickled radish, 腌萝卜. If you watched my previous video, you probably learned the Chinese word 小黄瓜 means cucumber. So can you guess how would we call the pickled cucumber dish that we made before in Chinese? Leave me a comment down below in Pinyin and tell me the answer. Thank you for cooking with me today. I hope you liked the dish. Give the video a thumbs up if you want to let me know that you tried out my recipe. I upload my video every Thursday, and if you're afraid you're going to forget about it, turn on the notification down below, which is the little bell, and it will send you a notification every time I upload a video. Leave a comment down below if you have any question or you want to learn any other Asian dishes. Last but not least, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!